terms of kabaddi, I think the day isn't very far away where the women's kabaddi team gets. I think it's a mix of everything. The wonderful news for Radha and me is, I don't think that day is very far away where we can announce the Women's Pro Kabaddi League. That's something that people are working on. We've been working on that for a long time. And we hope that dream turns into a reality very soon. There obviously are certain financial barriers and there is a setup period so these things will take time. We can't announce it immediately, but I know for a fact that all 8 franchisees of the Pro Kabaddi League are very keen to start a Women's Pro Kabaddi League. I think the greatest help over there, and this isn't something that people want to do because it's the politically correct thing to do. In Kabaddi, the wonderful thing is very often the men's national Kabaddi team practice with the women's national Kabaddi team because their level of play is almost the same. And there have been many examples that a lot of our players tell us when the women have actually beaten the men. So at the end of the day, it's a sport. You want to put out as competitive a product as possible, as entertaining a product as possible, so that you can get a sense of loyalty and fan base to that. So in terms of Kabaddi, I think the day isn't very far away where the women's Kabaddi team gets their own league, and I think it'll be as exciting. But I don't think I personally would not like to view it as, okay, let's do something correct, let's give women a sport as well. No, I think they deserve it because they're good at it, and that's why they should have it. And but there are many other things that come into it. I think those are being worked out. I can only speak for Kabaddi. In terms of football, it's part of the mandate to each franchise that they have to have an extensive grassroots program in which they have to reach out to in the first year at least 10,000 children. I know for a fact that at least 80% of the franchises have already achieved that number, and out of that number, it's a matter of great pride that 50% of them are girls. So you're catching them young, you're training them like Radha was saying, and in the generation to come, I think in about 10 years, you're going to see a very competitive men's and women's national football team coming out of India as well. There is a process to it. As far as I'm concerned, in football and in Kabaddi, we're working actively towards this. In terms of cricket, I don't know. Shailendra, yeah.
It is good to be associated with the sports and all, like you being a celebrity. And we want to know which game you used to play in your childhood.
So I used to play basketball.
Good.
For obvious reasons. Yeah.
Let's know.
So yeah.
What is your interest in cricket? World Cup is going on. What you were saying?
Well, as of today, my interest in cricket has kind of plummeted for the next couple of days. Sorry, I got a bit late coming here because I was watching the match. But I'm very excited. I love the IPL. I think it's a great product. And I'm a huge sports fan, so anything to do with sports I enjoy. I'd love to be able to do something with basketball. In fact, I was at the NBA All-Star Weekend last month, and we were having a few discussions with the NBA and Adam Silver, who's the commissioner, to see what we can do better in India, because the NBA has been working very proactively with a junior NBA program over here. And the one thing that they brought to my notice, which I thought was so fantastic, is the majority of schools in India all have basketball courts. They play cricket on it, but they've got basketball courts. So, when we're talking about infrastructure, it's a sport that isn't really played, but it's got a court. So, that work is happening as well. So I really do see with all these leagues coming in, there's going to be a huge difference. It's going to take time. I mean, in football, I think everybody has pretty much set a goal that for the 2026 World Cup, we'd like to see an Indian team qualify. And I think that can be a possibility, but for that, we have to start working today. So it's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have corporates that have deep pockets, people who have a lot of passion to see this through. But in time to come, I really do believe that it is going to be the new frontier of sports. Yeah.
Thank you.
One last question, actually.
Just a question on a lighter note for Mr. Abhishek Bachchan. How much interest does Mr. Amitabh Bachchan take?
I can't hear you, ma'am. Sorry.
Did you hear my name?
Yes.
Charu.
Yes.
How much interest does Mr. Amitabh Bachchan takes in sports?
Enough interest to not come watch his son speak at FICCI, actually. He refused to get up from his seat while watching the match.
And your mother, Mrs. Jaya Bachchan?
My mother,
Yeah.
the minute we started losing, she thought that we started losing because she started watching, so she put it off.
And of course,
As all us Indians, you know, we all believe it's because of us that we've either won or we've lost the match. So yeah, I changed my clothing, my positions, everything several times, trying to get the correct aura and feng shui going for the Indian cricket team. It evidently didn't work, but I think they played like champions, and nobody expected them to make it to the quarterfinals, let alone the semi-finals. So I think they're all winners.
We've seen Aishwarya, we see her on television, so she does take interest.
Yes, she loves sports.
But Charu, I just want to butt in and say that he plays great football. And when he plays on Sunday on a practice game, guess what? Mr. Bachchan takes out time to come and watch his performance. I saw it myself. That's how intense the family is.
Yeah, we like our
But
sports.
that's not on television, so we've not seen him, so that was my question.
I'll tell him next time to come play some sports.
And please kindly you can pass on my message to him. Thank
Would you like to come play some sports with
Yeah,
him?
please, definitely, right now.
Sure.
I played basketball in school, I played the states, UP states, so
Oh,
we can have a
fantastic.
good match.
You'll have to play basketball with me because he doesn't play
Definitely,
basketball.
with your height, I can't match your height, but definitely I would love to.
Okay, sure.
And
Maybe you all can play kabaddi.
I played kabaddi too in school.
Done.
So that will be telecast on television?
If you wish, yeah.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you so
sure.
much.
You bring the glamour, we'll bring the talent.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One last sporting question. Anyone has a question?